The young dragon rider rose into the sky for the very first time, yet in the very next second, he became nothing more than shredded flesh between a dragon's jaws. That ancient titan of the skies, Vhagar, whose size was closer to a flying fortress than a creature, tore Lucerys and his young dragon apart in a single bite. Call it tragedy if you want, but truthfully, he destroyed himself. Lucerys rode a dragon barely larger than a warhorse, yet he dared to spit dragon fire at Vhagar. That faint spark of flame caused no harm. It was like pricking a sleeping behemoth with a needle, and it ignited Vhagar's buried fury. She broke the command of her rider, Aemond Targaryen, and dove straight at her head. Even though Aemond never intended it, he would never regret it, because he would never forget who took his sapphire eye. Aemond was born noble, a true silver-blood Targaryen prince. Yet his childhood was nothing short of humiliation, for one simple reason: he had no dragon. For House Targaryen, that is not a flaw. It is shame. No Targaryen in history was ever dragonless. Aemond wandered the dragon pit every day, watching others claim their mounts effortlessly, watching someone utter a few Valyrian words and receive flames as acknowledged. He watched, but was never chosen, until the day his young nephew Lucerys tamed the hatchling Vermax with barely a sentence.
Dracarys Vermax.
The dragon devoured its offspring. Bond accepted. Others cheered. Aemond stood silent. 3 parts sorrow, 7 parts jealousy. His older brother comforted him, said he found Aemond a dragon. What they presented was a pig. Their laughter echoed through the entire pit, while Aemond stared at that pig as though staring at his entire worthless life. And just then, a low rumble echoed from the deepest chamber. A thought appeared in his mind. If no hatchling would choose him, then he would choose a giant. He stepped into darkness, only to face a silhouette illuminated by living flame. Vermithor, a grown dragon capable of melting stone. The fire burst, and Aemond nearly crawled away in panic until fate opened its door. Sir Laenor Velaryon died, and with that, Vhagar, greatest of all living dragons, became riderless. A dragon only chooses again after its last rider is gone. Aemond knew this was the one moment that could rewrite his destiny, even if it meant dying. He stepped toward her, placed his hand on the reins. Vhagar opened her eyes. The rumble rose from her throat. Death was coming, but Aemond did not step back. He whispered Valyrian, not his command, but his offering. At that moment, he was not a prince, not a second son, only a boy begging destiny for one exchange. I give you loyalty, you give me a future. Vhagar took light. The island shook. Wind ripped across the sky. Aemond was nearly thrown off, yet he clung to the saddle like his life depended on it, because it did. Better shattered against the rocks than return to being a joke, and he prevailed. Vhagar accepted him. His fate reversed. Soon after, the conflict ignited. In the chaos, a blade struck his left eye. He gained his sapphire. Most thought hatred would consume him, but he said, a fair exchange. They took my eye, but I gained a dragon. He stopped being a child that night. He became a threat. Years later, in storm-struck skies, Aemond looked down riding Vhagar, staring at the boy who once mocked him. When Vhagar hunted Lucerys, she was not following orders, she was following instinct. The young dragon spit a flicker of fire, pointless, harmless, and Vhagar responded with devouring. That one bite erased a dragon, and erased Rhaenyra's hope.